Hello and welcome back to the book side of the internet. My name is Kristen. Thank you for joining me here. Today's video is my May TBR, and I just want to let you guys know that I did not plan for this video at all. I'm literally going off vibes. I'm going to look at my shelf and be like, yep, that's the next book I'm going to read, and then I'm going to talk about it. Because I am 1000,000,000% a mood reader. I don't know how people... I don't know. I'm a mood reader, but I usually can sense what book I'm gonna read, like what books I'm gonna read in a month. Does that even make any sense? Probably not. Welcome. We're chaotic a little bit over here. As you saw in my last video, I have a new setup and I literally could not be happier. I'm literally filming this on the same day that I filmed the outro on that. So let's just get started. Let's just figure out what I'm gonna read in the month of May. So this first book was actually sent to me by the lovely Ada because she keeps telling me to read it, and the sequel comes out May 11th. So I'm probably going to read this and then jump right into the sequel. So that book is Incendiary by Zoraida Cordova. When Ada tells me to read something, I read it. She says that this got her back into reading fantasy, so that's probably why she liked it so much, which I always go into books with an open mind, so I'm very excited to read this. I literally don't even know what it's about, just that Ada loves it. Let's read just the first little line because I like to go into books blind. I am Renata con vida. I have lived 100 stolen lives. Now I live my own. Okay, you hooked me. And then the sequel, like I said, comes out May 11th and it's called Illusionary. So very excited to pick this up. So we all know that Shadow and Bone just came out on Netflix, and I have been like, oh, I don't really care to read it, like whatever, because I did not like Six of Crows and I definitely did not like Crooked Kingdom. So I was like, maybe I just won't like Leigh Bardugo's work. But then Ada once again read it and she gave it 5 stars. And I was like, 5 stars? Come on now. And me and her have similar tastes, and so she keeps like telling me to read it. So I recently got it on Libby, so I'm gonna read Shadow and Bone on Libby probably before May is even started, but that means I might pick up Rune and Rising and what's the other one? The next 2 books in the trilogy I might pick up if I end up liking Shadow and Bone. So I'm just throwing that in there as a maybe it's going to be on my TBR for May. And then after that, I've heard too many amazing things about this book for me to keep putting it off at this point. Like, it's kind of rude. So that book is Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe by Benjamin Alrey-Saenz. Like I said, too many people have said this is like a modern day classic. I've seen somebody put this on the list like of books that they want taught in school. Okay, now that means I have to pick this up ASAP. So this is also going to be on my May TBR. Let's see a little bit of the synopsis, like the bare minimum of the synopsis. Dante can swim, Ari can't. Dante is articulate and self-assured. Okay, they're opposites basically, and they discover the secrets of the universe. That's all I want to know, is that they discover the secrets of the universe. Okay, moving on. This next book I also got sent to me by another lovely person in the Citadel, Maria, and that book is They Both Die at the End by Adam Silvera. Another book that has been talked about a lot that I keep putting off because I don't trust overhyped books. I don't know, I just get my hopes up and they disappoint me. But I really want to cry, and I heard that this is going to make me cry, and so this is going on my May TBR. They Both Die at the End is what I know about it, and once again don't want to know anything else. Next up, I have a book that was again recommended to me on TikTok, but this one was under a underhyped book, and I am all for underhyped books. Like, if they deserve the hype and they don't get it, then I'm like, I want to read it. Does that make sense? I don't know. But The Merciful Crow by Margaret Owen, this girl's TikTok said, this is one of my favorite series and it doesn't get talked about enough, and so I saw this in Barnes & Noble and I decided that I had to pick it up. Once again, I know nothing about it. Let's read. This one actually has like a little tagline. Let's see. A future chieftain, a fugitive prince, a too cunning bodyguard, and one grumpy gray tabby. Anyways, look how beautiful this book is. I'm going to be reading it in May. This video is going to be so short because I don't want to explain what the books are about because I don't want to know. Next up, this is a book that I have already read. So you might say, Kristen, why are you doing a reread? Because I keep looking at it and I'm like, I need to reread it. Like, if a book is stuck in my head, then I need to reread it naturally, right? So that book is The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. So I will be the first one to say that Circe was not my jam. Circe was like pretty okay, but I did rate The Song of Achilles 5 stars. The reason why I'm rereading it mostly is because I read this when I was first getting back into reading, so I couldn't like appreciate it fully, I feel like. So this is me giving, even though I gave it 5 stars, giving it a second chance for me to appreciate it more. Song of Achilles follows Achilles and his childhood best friend Patroclus. I think that's how you pronounce his name. I'm not 100% sure. I did not even read it like that when I was reading it. I don't know. It follows them as they grow up and form a bond that is somewhat more than just friendship, and they go to war together and things ensue, and it is literally heartbreaking and beautiful, and that is why I need to reread it, and you need to read this if you have not. This next book I actually got for my birthday in December, and it's just been sitting on my shelf because I knew I wanted to read it, but I am so intimidated by it. It literally scares me to my core, and that book is The Priory of the Orange Tree. This book is huge. Let's see how many pages. Oh, it's actually not as bad. It's kind of the same length as Kingdom of Ash. It's just thicker pages. So that actually gives me a little hope. But yes, Priory of the Orange Tree. I know this about it. Sapphic dragons, old time. And I heard that everybody loves it, and I have been looking for more Sapphic reads since I read Written in the Stars, because that book literally changed my life. And so Priory of the Orange Tree is a book that I will be picking up in May. Samantha Shannon, the author, posted a reading guide on a good way to tackle Priory of the Orange Tree so that it's not like such a daunting read, and so I think I'm gonna pretty much follow that as I read. These next two are middle grades. They don't have anything to do with the other, but they're middle grades, so I'm putting them back to back in this video. So the first one is the sequel to Mystery of Black Hollow Lane, which is The Secret of Whitestone Gate by Julia Noble. So I love The Mystery of Black Hollow Lane. It was 5 stars. If I'm thinking back on it, it was probably more like 4-ish stars. But I decided that I needed to pick up the sequel because, first of all, I love the covers. Second of all, the story was good enough for me to want to know what happens next. And third of all, it's a middle grade, so what can go wrong? The Mystery of Black Hollow Lane follows Emmy, who is admitted into a school that has a secret society, and she tries to figure out all of the secrets, and there's plot twists. For a middle grade, I was shook. And so I'm reading The Secret of Whitestone Gate. Okay. This next middle grade is another sequel to the first book. The first book I enjoyed enough, but everybody's been talking about the series in general, so I figured I would continue on to see if it got better. But that is Pages & Co. The Lost Fairy Tales, which is the sequel to The Book Wanderers. The Book Wanderers, who follows Tilly Pages, who turns out she can travel through books. She can become a character in the book and like interact with the other characters in the book. And something weird that isn't normal, she can see other people's characters when they come into the real world, which isn't a thing that should have happened. In the first one, we're trying to figure out the mystery behind her mother's disappearance, and we did, so I'm very excited to see what continues on in Tilly and the Lost Fairy Tales. Next up, I don't know what it is in me that wants to be a Brandon Sanderson fan. I really want to love Brandon Sanderson's work, but I also want to get into more high fantasy, and I feel like Brandon Sanderson is the way to do that. So I'm picking up Elantris by Brandon Sanderson. I saw his video that said how to get into his work, and he said just read them start with this one, and I think it kind of went like read them as published, which is kind of what I want to do, is just to read by publication date. And this is his very first novel. So I'm gonna start with this and hope for the best. Once again, I don't know what it's about, besides that it's high fantasy and there's a very intricate magic system, which I love magic, and so I think this one's gonna be one of my tougher ones to read, I think, because it's gonna be a lot of world building and random names thrown at me, but I'm very excited for it. And this cover is beautiful. Yeah, I love the white editions. Eventually I'm just gonna have a Brandon Sanderson shelf because I will be his fan. I will like his works. I have to. Okay, my battery's about to die, so we're gonna run through these next ones pretty fast. So it's always nice to add a good romance into your TBR because I feel like I fly through romances and it makes me feel better once I finish it. Like, it adds to my book count and I just always feel happy after a good romance. And this one has been talked about a lot in the Citadel, so I think it's finally time for me to pick up the romance book club. I know everyone in the Discord is talking about this, and so I think it's finally time that I give it a turn. And I love romance, so I have high hopes for it. What I know about this is that it follows a husband who's in a very rocky marriage, and he joins a romance book club in order to save his marriage, which I think is the cutest thing ever, and if my husband did that, I'd about die. So I'm very excited to pick this up in May. Okay, so if the angle or anything changed, it's because my camera decided to die, and so I had to literally take it off the stand to take the battery out to charge it, blah 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 blah. So I'm sorry. So I was thinking like, oh, let me find some more books on my shelves to read in the month of May, but no, because I forgot that I'm reading the entire Lux series in May. So will I be able to read the entire Lux series as well as all of these books? I'm gonna say yes and hope for the best. But yeah, I'm not gonna add anything else onto this list. If anything else happens, it happens. I only read 12 books last month, so this is gonna be quite the bit of a challenge. But like I said, some of the books on here I think will be quick reads, like the middle grades, the romance, A Song of Achilles I will fly through, so I'm not too worried. The only things I'm really worried about this month are Elantris and this chunker, Priory of the Orange Tree. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed seeing some of my May hopefuls, my May TBR. Comment down below what your most anticipated read of May is. I want to know what you're most excited to read in May. Leave a like down below if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe because I have more videos like this coming your way. Stay tuned for my April wrap up, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Did I tell you to subscribe? Because you should. What am I reading in the month of May? I had some things.